Absolutely. No gearbox action. RDGZ.
You park that drivetrain, Cyrus.
It is time for war. Rodrique Kenna, the trigger. Look at that intense stare, and the black dogs, Sfiso and Ngcobo. Both guys a little scary. They are laser focused. They are ready to throw down. And two guys I would not want to be inside that hexagon with. Round one brought to you by Dragon Energy. That's right, grab a Dragon Energy high performance energy drink in the red. Sfiso and Ngcobo in the white. Rodrique Kenna.
Can you believe this is the lightweight fight, Cyrus? These are big lightweights, both these guys.
They're both in fantastic shape. You got to say that much. And they are just testing each other out right now. Who is going to strike first? Will it be Kenna? Will it be Ngcobo?
They're both aware of each other's power. They both know that they've got knockout power in both hands. But Kenna's the kind of guy, but he's always in fight camp. He's always training. He's always ready. He's one of those guys that EFC matchmaker Garen Cartmel can always call on to fight.
Of course, absolutely. And you got to love a fighter like that. And that's why they get rewarded with big fights. And the penultimate match here on the prelim card.
Put those hands in that small little flurry at the beginning there. Those hands from both guys was very fast.
You know, anytime you sign one of these guys up, you're going to get a war. You put two of them inside the hexagon at the same time, and it is going to be a slugfest. Ngcobo trying to bring this fight to the ground, looking for a takedown, looking for that single leg.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me at all that Sfiso goes straight to ground, coming from Ornis Wonderpool's camp. And would have looked at Rodrique's last couple of fights and saw his grappling defense and how he is off his back, and probably made a complete game plan for him. So I don't think Rodrique Kenna training with Kurt Straden is someone you want to be standing and trade with for 3 rounds.
Ngcobo now working the clinch game and trying to land some knees on Rodrique Kenna. Both guys know they have to get a W. Backs against the wall, especially Ngcobo. And Ngcobo ends up on the ground. Now in half guard is the trigger, Rodrique Kenna, and he is nasty on the ground. Look for elbows, look for that ground and pound.
Nice spin throw from Rodrique there. Nice way of getting his opponent from the ground. His back up against the hex, and now inside.
Don't forget, folks, in our main event this evening here at EFC74, it will be Iga Cabeza defending his title against Callum Murray, 5 rounds. That's the main event of EFC74.
There's a possible Kimura there for Sfiso. He's able to trying to isolate the left arm of Rodrique, but he's not going for it. He's more interested in trying to position, get out from underneath.
Sfiso just trying to stall out. Rodrique Kenna looking for a stand-up, but nice transition. Or looking to transition is Kenna, and that brings Ngcobo to his feet, and now Ngcobo is in a good position to back on his back. Rodrique Kenna, how about the strength of Rodrique Kenna and the great scrambling ability?
That was lovely, but he had that butterfly guard when he went down, was able to use it to sweep his opponent and get into guard. Beautiful butterfly sweep. Again, Sfiso, like you said earlier, is going to try and lock him down and hold him down. Hoping Bobby Caragini is going to stand him up is not a good strategy, because Bobby loves the ground game and he's such a well-versed MMA referee.
He's going to let him operate for sure. And he really is wanting to get into full mount. Rodrique Kenna very, very close to freeing up that right leg.
Yeah. Good lockdown there by Sfiso.
Now using his right arm to base on the leg, and now Rodrique Kenna is in full mount.
He is, and he locks his own ankle underneath to make sure that he's got it in.
Now Ngcobo could be in trouble as much as he could take a punch. You never want to be in a position like that, especially with a hard hitter like Kenna.
It's nice that Rodrique's trying to move him up against the fence so he can't back it up. There's no way he's going to try and hip escape from here, but indeed he's trying to do that. This is so debilitating for the Sfiso, though. It's a really tough place for him to be. If Rodrique's able to put him up against the hex and start raining down that grounded pound, and we've seen that before from Rodrique, it's going to be an early night for Sfiso.
Well, this is where hours and hours on the mat really pay off. How much of these guys working on that ground game. And you can already tell Rodrique Kenna from his previous fights to this one that he has been working a lot with a guy like Vika Swart, because he looks a lot better as far as transitioning. He hasn't been able to do any damage from that position yet. That being said, just a lot better than what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Sfiso can retain guard, because we've seen him able to pull his guard back up again. And he knows that Rodrique's grappling defense is not great, particularly since that his last loss was a triangle submission loss against Luke Michael. So he was able to get his guard back. Sfiso has a chance off his back. He's very, very strong off his back, but he's still in a difficult position, being fully mounted by Rodrique.
EFC74, Cyrus Fees and Simon Stevens on the call. It is still full mount here for Rodrique Kenna. He has just not been able to do anything with the position. Ngcobo has done everything he could to neutralize, and basically stayed on the defense. Wasn't able to really put any sort of offense together, so you got to believe that round is going to go to the trigger.
Good torso control from Sfiso off his back, and we saw it the several times that he was on his back in that round. And didn't take any kind of damage. Could be possibly seen as a lost opportunity for the trigger. Never was able to get some elbows down. He turned full mount for almost a minute and was able to take advantage of the opportunity. Trigger was not able to pull himself.
Well, this is something that we see out of fairly new pro MMA fighters, and that's not really utilizing the body, going to the body, opening up the head. Basically, all you saw was Rodrique Kenna just trying to free his arms, and he wasn't really doing any sort of damage. And I think he had a few opportunities that were squandered.
It's a beautiful scramble for both gentlemen there, and it was a wonderful little switch hip throw that Rodrique used to get his opponent on the ground. Some beautiful technique, and nice to see the transitions go back and forth on the ground, because that's what the MMA fans here at Carnival C want to see.
And now we go into round number 2 with these two beasts, Sfiso and Ngcobo. And that man, the trigger, Rodrique Kenna.
How strong is Sfiso and Ngcobo? Control that torso like that and sustain no damage whatsoever.
Round number 2 brought to you by Dragon Energy. That's right, not only helps you keep up the pace of your fast-paced life, helps you stay ahead of your game. That is Dragon Energy.
It's got a nice, long, rangy left from Rodrique, though. It just reminds Sfiso that he's actually a fantastic knockout striker.
Squaring off here is Sfiso Ngcobo and Rodrique Kenna going into round number 2. Sfiso needs to play a little bit of catch-up here as Kenna dominated round number 1 with the takedowns.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see if Sfiso was able to not fall victim for that butterfly sweep, which was beautiful. But it would be interesting to see what he was going to be able to do from top. And unfortunately, because he was mounted pretty quickly towards the end of that round, we weren't able to see what he was going to do with his rubber guard, because he is dangerous off his back.
Sfiso Ngcobo, I think he's always been most successful when he can drag his opponent into a slugfest. That's where he does his best. And Rodrique Kenna isn't biting.
No, he's not. But he's certainly coming headhunting and backing his opponent up. Oh, no, that's beautiful left.
That lead left hook is quick.
It is.
And it is hard hitting. Doing a nice combination by Rodrique Kenna, just missed, and now they're back in the clinch, a separation, and that left hook unloads again. Ngcobo doesn't have an answer for the left hook.
Yeah, that left hook just missed by millimeters, and boy, I can feel the wind in my hair right there. Oh, fantastic! And he's down! And he's trying to finish it!
Oh my goodness! Rodrique Kenna! Hello!
Oh, what a fantastic
That's how you
shot.
finish.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Oh,
he pulled the trigger.
Shot.
He emptied the chamber. That was a monster. That was a bazooka shot.
Yeah, that ricocheted around the entire arena here at Carnival City. You could hear that in a different postcode. What a shot.
He now goes to 3-2, Simon, and he just looks more dangerous as we go.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot, and you could see him coming. You could see him headhunting and backing up his opponent. But boy, like you said, some of those shots that were coming from Rodrique in the first round were so lightning quick. It was so difficult to see and so difficult to predict. And he's got a rangy attack.
And here comes the sportsmanship. That's what MMA is all about. You always see that sportsmanship at the end of the fight. It's very rare that you don't. And there you go. Celebrating with the Tap Out Academy team there, Victor Swart, Walter Went, and the crew.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see the fact he knocked out his opponent, but there you got the who's who of submission grappling coaches right there.
Oh, you better believe it. Restonic brings you the action replay. Hopefully they don't replay that dance. Go ahead, Simon.
It's a quasi traditional dance from the Congo, if I believe, but what a fantastic shot it was to down his opponent. Tried the kicks to the body, went upstairs. Fantastic shot. Sfiso had no chance. Let's just take a look at it again. Left kick, followed by a fantastic left hook. And then the hammer fist followed him. Bobby Carragini is looking very closely. Sfiso had no answer to the ground and pound that was coming. Bobby Carragini's seen enough. Another good referee stoppage from the referee. Sfiso will come back strong. Such a fantastic fighter. And indeed he delivered on the night. So without further ado, let's send it up to Cyrus Fees for the official fight announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Bobby Carragini calls a stop to the contest at 1 minute 38 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner by TKO due to strikes, Rodrique the Trigger Kenna. Well, the women take the main stage in our next matchup as it's two flyweights.